What's up and welcome back to another video. This week I'm going to be letting you guys pick what I read for a week. The power is in your hands this week. I trust you guys genuinely with my life. You guys always give me seriously the best book recommendations. I think this is gonna be a great week. I'm going to be putting polls up on my Instagram throughout the entire week and asking you guys if I should read this book or this book. Depending on which one gets the most votes is the one that I'm going to be reading. I am feeling a thriller. I need it in my life. It's a gloomy day. It looks like it's gonna storm. I have some really good options. So I asked you guys over on my Instagram, do I read The Housemaid's Secret or The Last Thing He Told Me? Now I really want to read both of these. The Last Thing He Told Me is actually on my TBR for the month. So I would like to read that one, but The Housemaid's Secret, I want to read it so badly. We have 68% voted for The Housemaid's Secret. 32% voted for The Last Thing He Told Me. This is the sequel to The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. It's a thriller, a psychological thriller, and it was so good. I actually didn't realize that the second book follows the main character Millie from the first book. So I am really excited to see how her story continues on, especially because of all the crap she went through in book one. I'm like, what else could this girl possibly go through and it not seem a little bit cheesy? You guys, thank you so much for voting for this because I want to read it so bad right now. What is this sequel? What was that prologue? In my opinion, that was so much more darker, gorier, and scarier. I'm so excited. This is gonna be binge worthy. I just know it. Stop. Why does this happen to Millie? Poor Millie. Oh my gosh. Her writing is so readable. That is one thing with Freida McFadden is that once I start one of her books, I have to make no plans for that day. The way she just writes her chapters, like I'll read one and I'll be like, well, I have to read the next one. And then I have to read the next one and then the next one and the next one. Next thing I know, I am 10 pages past where I was supposed to stop. So right now with The Housemaid's Secret, we're with Millie. Millie is the main character from The Housemaid, which this is gonna be spoiler free, so don't worry if you haven't read The Housemaid. So Millie is still a housemaid. She is basically still doing like nanny duties and cleaning and all of that. And so you're kind of seeing right at the beginning of the book, she gets fired from another housemaid job. Right now, she doesn't have a job and she's actually dating, which is really fun. And I guess she's living in a really bad part of the Bronx. Is that where she lives? Hey guys, okay, so I really want to give a thank you to y'all for your encouragement as a community. It's like nothing I have really experienced before. You guys are so amazing. I get so many sweet comments of people being like, hi Ash, I hope you're doing well. Take care. And just reading that is seriously so encouraging, especially if I've just had like a bad day. I really want you guys to know that I have your back and I love you guys so much. So if you guys are ever struggling, whether that's with anxiety, depression, or even just being a human and going through a difficult season of life, therapy can be a lovely way to give you the tools and the resources that you need to approach life in a different way. And that's why I'm so excited to share a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, and this is so important because it can be really difficult finding a therapist. It's kind of like a dating app in a way. You want to find a therapist that really matches with you well. BetterHelp makes that process so much smoother and so much easier and less stressful. One of my favorite things about BetterHelp is also that it's remote. So while you're trying to find the perfect match for you, you can do it all online. Just by answering a few questions, BetterHelp help match you to a professional therapist just within a few days. You can get signed up today using the link down in my description. It's betterhelp.com/AshlynKaylee. Not only does clicking the link down below help support my channel, but also it gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. So that way you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And like I said earlier, trying to find a therapist is a lot like dating. You want to find your perfect match and someone that really connects with you. You find that you're not really pairing well with the therapist that you've been matched with. You can easily switch to a new therapist without worrying about cost or who's in your network. You don't have to worry about about anything like that. This actually hits near and dear to my heart. I started therapy when I was 14 years old, and I'm so grateful to my parents and to those who were around me that really suggested I go talk with a therapist. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video and supporting this channel, and thank you so much to my viewers for all the love that you've given me. And just know that I love you guys so much, and I'm always there for you, and it's always good to be there for others and have someone that's there for you as well. Let's hop back into the video. What? Part 2. Here we go. Huh? Wait, what? 74? Wait, I'm on the last chapter? No. That was so good. Since it's already 8:30, I'm going to go ahead and do the next poll. I'll put it up tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll see what the results are. I'll go over my rating and my review of The Housemaid's Secret tomorrow morning. I've decided I'm going to switch it up a little bit and go for 2 fantasy books. I know Belladonna is YA fantasy. I don't know if Inkblood Sister Scribe is YA fantasy. We're going to put these 2 head to head. Okay, the poll is going up right now. Let's give it the rest of the night tomorrow morning and then see which one you guys vote for. Hi guys, it's the next day. I've officially finished The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. The Housemaid's Secret is the sequel to The Housemaid. It's a part of this Housemaid duology, and it's actually really funny because after finishing The Housemaid, which is book 1, I wasn't super inclined to hop into the sequel. I felt like things were really wrapped up well at the end of The Housemaid. I also heard a lot of mixed reviews as well. People either didn't like it or they did like it. I enjoyed The Housemaid. I gave it 4 stars. Like, I really liked it. Wait, was it 4 stars or like 4.25? I think it was somewhere around there. So it picks up with Millie again, and it's been a couple of years. Actually, it's been like 4 years later, I think. So she has been in and out of a few housemaid jobs or like nannying jobs. And so she's worked for a few families since book 1. Millie ends up working for the Garricks, and she only really interacts with Douglas, the husband, because he tells Millie, hey, my wife is really ill, and so she stays in her bedroom in the guest room and she doesn't come out, so don't go bother her, basically. Then Douglas starts acting really weird. As soon as she even walks in to this penthouse, she feels like something's off. But it's super weird because she starts hearing Mrs. Garrett crying in the room, and then she starts noticing spots of blood on like her clothes or in the bathroom on the floor. And so she really has her suspicions about their relationship, and she decides that she is going to talk to Mrs. Garrett. Now my thoughts about it. It's so close to a 5 stars. I think it's 4.5 or 4.75. You know, it's a good book when you're reading on your Kindle and you're not looking at what page you're on or the percentage that you're on. You're just flying through it. And I know some people have said that it felt slow to them. It didn't feel slow to me at all. Right when I started to get confused because it felt like it could be the end of the book and it was only halfway, she seriously starts picking up the pace. It gets so intense, so thrilling, so suspenseful. This was not predictable to me. I felt like in book 1 it was very predictable, and I knew pretty much what was gonna happen. I guessed it. But in book 2, it was so unpredictable. I really wish I could say spoilers about it because I want to so bad. I just want to dish it all out there. And right from the get-go, the suspense was making my heart race. She's constantly saying, I just feel like someone's watching me. I feel like I'm being watched. And And that really just made everything more intense because she'd just be doing like a mundane task and she's like, I feel like somebody is watching me. And then it just makes it creepy. So from book 1, there were, to me, only a few suspects in my mind. Frida McFadden really just kept everything within the household. So like the husband, the wife, the groundskeeper, and then Millie. For the most part, it was pretty much just them. And so it was kind of easy to like follow along and guess what was gonna happen. But in this one, there are familiar characters, but there's also new characters. I felt like I had so much more fun trying to guess like, okay, why is this person important? Why is this person being brought into the mix so often? Ian said that whenever I was reading the book, he would look over and I'd be on chapter 8. And then like 20 minutes later, I'd be on chapter 15. He said he just saw me doing this. Like, and I'm not even kidding. I was like this. I was hooked. I was so hooked. Now moving on to the winner of our poll. Once I put the poll up, I was checking a little bit before bed and it kept going 50-50. Every time that one would get ahead a little bit, it would go back to 50-50. So I'm really happy that we have an actually pretty good fair winner. And that is Belladonna. So this is about Signa. She is an orphan and she has been in and out of a lot of homes. She's had a lot of guardians. I believe she's living with the Hawthorne family because it reminds me of the Inheritance games. The husband, his wife, has passed away. I'm not sure. This is where it's like a little bit gray for me. I know that she thinks her family or like the Hawthorne family is in danger or something like that. And so she's trying to track down the murderer. Hi guys, it's literally been only a couple minutes later. I actually sat here and just read the prologue really quickly. But anyway, so now I understand why Death has this vendetta against Signa. You understand why she's an orphan and what happens to her as a baby. This was a really good prologue. It gives really good context very quickly. So everyone at this party has been drinking wine and it's poisoned. And so he goes in to like collect their souls, I guess, because he is Death. And the only soul that he doesn't collect is Signa's. Can't claim her soul because it's not her time yet. Now he's kind of made it this whole mission. He's like, I'm going to find this child again. So I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and get started. We've got all of the essentials. Guys, and good morning. It is now Thursday. I just got my first pumpkin cream cold brew and we are on Belladonna. I am 254 pages in. My goal is to finish it today. Honestly, I'm feeling really let down, a little bit disappointed. I have been anticipating this book for so long. So many of you guys reached out and you're like, Ashlyn, you're gonna love Belladonna. It's perfect for fall, and it is perfect for fall. I will say, if you're thinking about reading Belladonna, I would read it for the fall time for sure. It is the perfect fall, September, October read. I'm not invested. I'm 254 pages in, and I'm just ready for it to be over. So this is also a murder mystery, which is fascinating, but then again, no. I thought I would be super into Signa trying to figure out who has committed this murder, and she's still trying to figure it out, but I'm just not really invested. There's so many things that are happening that I'm like cringing at. Oh, I want to show you guys something that I've been doing while listening to my book, because I found it on audiobooks.com. I like signed up for a free thing so I could get this book for free. While I am reading this, I have really been wanting to use my hands, and so I actually have been working on something I'm going to show you guys. So this is what I've been working on. I have been hand making this blanket. It's gonna be huge. because I wanted to make a blanket that's big enough for Ian and I to share, or one that's big enough for like my friends and I to share. It's super cute. I'm loving it and it's so soft. So anyway. Everyone, I have officially finished Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Oh, okay. So right now, I think right off the bat, I would give this like 2.5, maybe 3 stars because I kind of enjoyed it. I felt as though personally the plot was kind of weak. I feel so bad saying that. I felt like the pacing was so slow with Belladonna, and then it was so funny because right when I ended the clip of me giving you my thoughts, it started picking up so much faster. I was like, where was this before? So basically the whole fascination with the main character Signa, she has this ability where she's not able to die, and so there are these poisonous berries called Belladonna, and she can eat them and not die. Kind of like teleports her into this middle ground where she's still alive and on Earth, but she's also seeing not the afterlife, but like I guess the spirit world, and she is seeing death, which is actually a person, but he's also death. Her first encounter with him is during the prologue, and she's a baby at this point. That's how they first meet, and then she's an orphan all of her life, and you see where she's bouncing between relatives, but every time she stays with someone, they end up dying. A lot of people call her a witch, and they just have the reservations about her because all of these unfortunate things are happening to the people around her. She ends up moving in with the Hawthorns. The Hawthorn family has a lot of mysterious things going on within their house. Mr. Hawthorn, his wife had just passed away, and then his daughter is currently sick with the same thing that his wife had. I loved the gothic, dark fantasy vibe, I guess, of this. Her romance with death is, I can't get past it. That was weird for me. It just confused me how he would go between being corporeal and then a shadow. A literal shadow. It just didn't do it for me personally. I'm so sorry. I know a lot of you guys love this book. By no means is this a bad book, but I'm still really happy that I read it because I've been wanting to, and it honestly put me in a really exciting fall mood. Even the murder mystery aspect, I love murder mystery, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I got so bored, and then she's also trying to learn how to be a lady by society standards, and I was so bored. I was so bored. I put up a poll a little bit ago. I actually haven't checked it, so this is gonna be a surprise. I'm excited. I wanted to put up a poll because I wanted to go ahead and see what you guys voted, so that way we can go ahead and start by the time I'm done with Belladonna. So these are the ones I am between. I was between The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, and then What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther. I decided for more like mystery or thriller, so that's what we're going with. Okay, let's look at our last poll for this video. Once again, don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram so you can participate in the next one. I'm super excited to read both of these, but I'm really in the mood for The Last Thing He Told Me. I'll be happy with either, but I'm hoping The Last Thing He Told Me won. Not even close. The Naturals got 76%, and The Last Thing He Told Me got 24%. I really didn't want to hop into a series right now because I'm about to read a big series soon. Stay tuned. I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I think this is gonna be a fast read. Basically what I've heard is this is Criminal Minds meets teenagers. I've never seen Criminal Minds. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm not into that genre of movies or TV shows, but I eat it up in my books. I love it. Let's get started. Woo! Literally in the same spot from before. I'm now on chapter 11, page 82. I have been absolutely devouring this book. It is so good. It's so readable and so fast-paced. That's one thing that I love about Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I love it so much. I will say it's actually a little bit darker than I expected from her. It feels kind of like adultish a little bit, especially there's these letters. I think they're letters anyway, at the end of every chapter, and it'll say you, and then it says some super creepy stuff. It's from a serial killer. The letter says what the serial killer is thinking and talking about murders that they've committed and how it just doesn't satisfy them and what they do to their victims. I didn't know you could do that in YA. I am so shocked. It is so freaking good. The main character, Cassie, she has moved into this house. She's moved from Denver to Washington, D.C. because she's been recruited by an FBI agent. There are 5 teenagers living within this house, and they're a part of this program called The Naturals. They have an emotion reader, a deception specialist, a statistician, that'll never get easier. And then she's a natural profiler, and then there's someone else in the group that's a natural profiler as well. I love her so far. I love the characters. They have so much depth to them, and they're so likable so far. So it's really fun. I'm really enjoying this read. My goal was to honestly finish this tomorrow, but at the pace that I'm going, I could see me reading this really quickly. So I'm just gonna go as long as my little heart desires, and I'll update you guys along the way. This is so good. What the frick is happening? It has been a few hours since I last talked to you. I have been sitting here binging this book. Absolutely, once again, eating it up. I have like 20 pages left. I'm almost done. Dude, what? Jennifer Lynn Barnes? She always does that at the end of her book. She just throws in a whole bunch of plot twists for you. I have had the best freaking reading month. And just like that, we have finished The Naturals, book 1. My eyes are tired. I'm very exhausted right now. Holy crap, this was so good. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes so much. She's such a good author. The mystery and the thriller aspect of this is so good. I feel like the stakes are so much higher in the Natural series. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love these characters so much. So using all of the skills that these characters have, they come together and they try and solve this case where basically there's this serial killer who is more active and like starting to kill more and more women, but now there's this pattern and the serial killer is kind of getting a little bit sloppy. It's almost like the serial killer wants to be found out. Now there are some connections with the case that they're finding, and they decide that they want to take this case on, although it's not really their place because technically they're not even officially a part of the FBI. Of course, they're teenagers, but they're part of this program. Definitely gonna keep reading this series. I love Cassie. I love all of the characters. I think the first one I would give probably 4 stars. It was so freaking good. Okay, you guys, that is it of letting subscribers pick what I read for a week. This was so much fun. I definitely want to do this again. I like having you guys pick what I read for a week. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have read any of these and what your ratings were, because I'm very curious to know. I know a lot of people love Belladonna, so I want to hear your thoughts and what you thought of it. I love you guys so much, and once again, thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video and also your support for this channel. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!